What you're seeing now is the conclusion of all the deeds left in Breeland. I left Breeland with hunting deeds substantially uncompleted, but here we go with, I've taken out sneaker-breakers and flies in the swamp. And now this is in the old forest. That was the last of the trees, awakened trees. And now it's barrow spiders. And one after the other, you're seeing the virtues pop up. And now there's only spirits left. And I'm in Horde Diakith taking out the last of the spirits. Of course, I had to kill a lot of barrow wardens as well to get at them. But I had the Slayer Deed Accelerator on. So now they're all done. And the page of deeds for Breeland is now empty, which means I can move on somewhere else. And the lowest level place is Cardalan, Tharbad to be exact. And then you can go straight to Sarn Ford from the Shire. I'm getting rid of all the stuff that I accumulated during doing all those deeds. But this is Gwathorn's Games completionist run of Lord of the Rings Online, with capture fail in the driver's seat. So now I'll be in Cardalan doing Before the Shadow for quite some time, because other than this, the next highest thing is the Lone Lands, and there's much lower level stuff here. In fact, I didn't know that there were quests here in Tharbad so low as 16. So that's why I've got a couple of grey quests on my list. You know, I wouldn't be getting any experience for them, but it doesn't matter because I've got Stone of the Tortoise on, stopping me gaining experience anyway. But I decided to go north first for some Avank in a couple of bogs here. Bulrush is hiding everything. So I got what I could from the first lake, and now there's something up to the northeast. Collecting some plants, and I also encounter a new quest giver. These berries, yes, and Melona. There's a series of quests that start here. One of them is just to go further northeast and encounter an enemy and take him out. I assumed he'd be a boss, so I was ready with Heartseeker, but it turned out he wasn't that tough at all. But I'd got all the berries first. And here he is, Bedweir, and he gave up as soon as I let loose the Heartseeker. So now I'm at the other pool to finish the Avank quest. Right, that's that done. So now I'm riding back to Melona. Of course, the epic for Before the Shadow is here at Tharbad now. Got to talk to Meneldir at some point, but I'm just doing whatever's closest at the moment. So I'm heading back down, and there's a grey quest to find the mare. You pick up his staff and you get attacked. Luckily they're green, but I have rain of arrows and low cut to take care of groups. And I've got the epic quest to take out orcs, and also a side quest to collect orc ears. And the stolen supplies is in the same place. So I just take them out whether they're grey or green till I've got the numbers. And there's a quest for half orcs as well, and they're outside the walls. There's one generic quest for enemies. But I looked around at one of the gaps in the walls, and now I'm approaching the second one. That's part of the epic. So yes, I've done that. So now I can go back to see Meneldir. But I thought he'd be back where I saw him last, but he's not. He's on the road back to the stable at Tharbad. So the nearest things continue to be the stolen supplies. Grab the occasional loot chest. Got to keep looking at the map and to find out where the next quests are. That orc thief I've already dealt with when Boromir was here. And one more stolen supply. I've been in this boggy area before, and the way the game works, the crates were probably visible there but not highlighted or interactable. So now I'm back outside, taking out some more half orcs. There are also some goats to hunt over here. Not goats, deer. The goats come later at Herne. Flies are just a pest. Most of them are does. I think there was only one stag amongst the whole lot. Oh, that one, buck. Go away, fly. One more half orc. Right, I've got enough deer now. So now I'm heading for Meneldir on the road out. Yeah, that was an unnecessary takedown of more deer. I just got in the habit of it. Half orc, and on the road here's Meneldir, and the epic moves on to Herne. So now I've got to finish off all the side quests here. Now there's one that's very far away to the west. And it's a good thing I didn't choose to do that yet, because now there's two of them in that spot, and one of them has it has a mithril point. But there's still something inside the walls here. Weapon racks. and they were not so easy to find. I cut off to the right here, and that was a mistake. If I'd have kept on going upwards, I'd have gotten them quicker. But I found one lower down here, and I just kept on looking at the map to see what direction to go in. Grey ones, of course, I don't need to take out. Now that I don't have an actual quest for orcs, I can ignore the grey ones because they'll ignore me unless I kill a green one right near them. Like that. Well, that was because I did rain of arrows, so I hit the grey one as well. But that one ignored me. And that one. Right, that cache there, and the next one was really close by, so I assumed it was in that little niche where the orcs were waiting, and that was correct. But now I've got to find the ones up high again. And it was a long way around. I'd go back to the same steps that I climbed before. Well, that one was a bonus. I ended up going right around to that gap in the wall again. And up the steps. Take out the green ones. And now I can see the last couple of weapons caches. He ran away for a moment there because I hit him with Bard's arrow. Normally, when I use Bard's arrow, it just gains me a little bit of time because I shoot some other attack, usually quick shot, onto the same guy, and it makes him turn around and come back. But if I start having real trouble with groups of enemies, I can shoot one of them with Bard's arrow and then switch targets while that one runs away. So back in Tharbad, still more to hand in. And the next one, it will be done best by teleporting. This is the other place way out west that I mentioned. And it says to take down some of those riders. My rain of arrows aggroed some other things. And she's got a grey quest. So I have to take out 10 orcs here. And there's something else to pick up as well. I got orders from the riders, and the next stage of that is to plant fake orders in their place, which will send me back into here again. Mariona. And there's something across the river. Well, one of the quest givers. We go back to that one. And one of them gave me an item that creates a new quest. And I was lucky that I noticed it in my inventory before I left here and went all the way back to Tharbad. Because it would be a long ride or a long swim between here and Tharbad. So, all these crates. We're supposed to plant the orders as if they'd just been left there. And since I killed the half-orcs watching, no one will be the wiser. So back across the river again. And that's it, no more at Nimbath. Oh, except that was the point where I found the new item, so I knew I had to hand that to her. But I can go back to Herne now. Not Herne, Tharbad. Same way as before, via Michael Delving and Sandford. There are quests here at Sandford, but the Epic will be sending me here later, so I'll do them then. Here we go. Get to a point where there are no ring symbols left in Tharbad. Now, there is a second vector quest that sends me to Herne as well as the Epic. So, and there's a place on a crossroad. Now, I decided to spend the mithril and go to this place right in the middle. What's its name? Sayre something. And then get a slow ride back, which will take me to the bridge without having to fight everything that's on the road along the way. Now, there are actually 2 bridges at this point, and the scroll you've got to get is on the second one. There is bridge 1, bridge 2, stop in the middle, and only had to take out one of the waylayers, but there's the note, and now this goes on to Herne as well. One of them sent me back to to Malona that was near the berries that I picked, so that was back near Tharbad. So same travel again. Sandford. It's because my milestone is on cooldown. I have to do this. And we're in Herne now. So the first thing I do is tag the stable here, and it's now my new centre of operations. So I hit the milestone. And you can see there was a time lapse there. But you have to talk to those 2 people as you enter for the Epic and have a conversation with all these people. Now at this point I'm going round picking up all side quests in Herne. So I'm searching for all ring symbols. There's one in these 2 houses down this street. Just the one there. That's a child quest giver. Says, talk to the trees and water the saplings. So I went and did that. It's just a case of circling around the house. But it's this familiar pattern of when you first go to a new town, there's always a few non-combat quests, FedEx quests, run around doing. Right, 3 discouraged neighbours, another quest giver there, and the other quest that vectored here was to talk to the mayor, and that leads to a string of quests that I had never done before. Done everything else in Herne though. Right, you talk to Abathol and give him a drink. These 2 teleport in. So this is the Epic again. And now I've spoken to the neighbours, so I go back to her. And now the nearest thing is back at the inn, the guy sitting on the back steps. When you activate the trough, you've got to go near the sheep and pet them. First time I did this, because they got rings on the heads, I assumed I had to right click on them, but no, you just select them with left and then hit the green button that makes you pat them. Meneldia again, and from the mayor's house I've got this quest which is partially to pick up stuff here at the inn. So, as I say, that was the first time I did that bit. So I'm looking for other things to carry, but there was a new quest giver there instead. Now you're supposed to talk to the two people that you spoke to as you first entered the town. They've gone inside their houses, but they are the same two. And now carry a couple of crates into the pub. Sometimes you get a non-combat quest like this, but when you complete it, you're then given a quest that's further out of town and possibly is a combat quest. So if you want to do all the fighting, you've got to follow everything. And that, of course, is what this run is all about. That's the sheep man. And hoof prints. Follow the hoof prints to find the lost sheep, taking out things along the way. I think there is a quest to take out bandits here. Not the whites though, they don't count. But I don't think I actually have that quest yet. It's later in the mayor's sequence. Now, I decided to go off and do the 2 more crossroads inspections. One was the nearest thing. And now this dwarf sends me to get some red ore, which is all surrounding the same ridge of rock. Not too much opposition. I've no longer got any grey quests. In fact, the lowest ones now are turquoise. There's turquoise and white. When they're all white, I may then start acquiring experience again. And at some point I will interrupt this adventuring in Carterland and go to do some Lone Lands or North Down stuff, because Carterland, I think, takes you all the way to late 20s, maybe even. I think there's one quest that's asking you to achieve level 30, something like that. But that's the last bit of the Before the Shadow chapters. So now I've got the quest to take out the bandits here. I'm searching for them while on the way north to do a wolf thing. So I've got the pointer set to where the wolves are, a fair way north. And there's some seeds to collect there as well. But one more thief or bandit needed. Right, got him. So I'm done with that. So I ride the rest of the way to the wolves. Some of these wolves are stealthed. The howlers are the easiest to find. They're just ordinary. And sometimes they're in pairs. But here's the beech nuts, and they're spread widely throughout this area. But now and then I'm going to bump into, there we go, Slinker. And I took out a leader, which I only did one of those. So that was a Heartseeker job. Still want more howlers and nuts. But I'll stay away from any further bosses. There's a new slinker. And if not enough of them come at me while I'm getting beech nuts, I'll use hunting, the tracking ability. Yeah, I think I need one more. And there was one quite close by, and as soon as you do the tracking, it becomes visible. So that's it. That's all the wolves needed. I'm doing my usual hunt. Oh, I noticed that I achieved Enmity of the Wolves 2, and I can put in some better racial abilities now. Instead of fishing, I've got extra will. But I came here to do the same path. And here we are back in Herne. So, speak to the child. We sort the beech nuts that I collected. And the list is shrinking. I think I had the full 10 that you can fit on that list to the right at one point. Now I'm down to 4. And she says go in the crafting area. I haven't done this before, so this must be part of the mare's sequence. Again, sell off the items. We're down to 3 quests, though the epic one has multiple parts to it. Yeah, Barrow Brie. I had to throw that out. It won't sell, and it's practically poisonous to eat. And now it's time for the goats. But although there's goats all over Cardaland, it's this specific breed just in this small area that are needed. They were easy enough to find. I didn't need to do tracking for that. So, ride back. Back to the mare. Yeah, there's more to do inside here. Dismantling the mare's bed and rebuilding it downstairs. So he must be not well or perhaps injured at the time I rescued him. So he doesn't want to go up the stairs. He's in negotiations with someone who was fairly sour to me. Right. Now, I found that more quests had arisen here inside the pub. Not sure which one triggered them all to become available, but I'm starting to fill the list out again. Yeah, I've had trouble finding one of these guys. It turned out he was on the bottom floor. That was why I couldn't find him, and he sent me straight back up where I came from.